Lil Loaded, one of the most promising up-and-coming rappers from Texas, tragically passed away in May 2021, leaving a void in the music industry. His life, though filled with hardship and struggles, was also marked by remarkable talent and a meteoric rise to fame. From his humble beginnings in California to becoming a breakout star in the rap scene, Lil Loaded's journey was filled with both highs and lows. His story highlights the pressures and pitfalls that come with fame, particularly in the rap game, and the heavy burden that mental health struggles can have on individuals, especially young people navigating such intense circumstances. Lil Loaded was born Deshaun Maurice Robertson on August 1, 2000, in San Bernardino, California. He was one of 5 children raised by his mother after his father was incarcerated. His family moved to Dallas, Texas, when Lil Loaded was 10 years old, but he frequently traveled back to California as he grew older. His upbringing was marked by adversity, with his father's absence and the struggle of living in a difficult environment. Despite these challenges, Lil Loaded was a resilient young man. Raised by his mother, who worked hard to provide for him and his siblings, he learned early on how to survive in a tough world. Growing up in Dallas, he found himself exposed to gang culture. He affiliated himself with the Rollin' 60s Crips, a notorious gang based out of Los Angeles, and spent much of his teenage years entrenched in street life. His older brother, who was 8 years older than him, played a significant role in his life, acting as a guide and mentor to Lil Loaded as he navigated through their harsh environment. His brother taught him how to navigate the streets, and Lil Loaded grew up fast, learning the hard way how to survive. However, the biggest tragedy of his life came at the age of 15 when his older brother was murdered due to gun violence. At the time, Lil Loaded had been sent to California by his mother because of his growing trouble with the law in Texas. His brother's death changed him deeply. It intensified his involvement in the streets, and he felt a deep responsibility to take care of his family, especially after losing the one person who had been the male figure in their household. In his grief, Lil Loaded dove deeper into the life of street violence, becoming involved in shootouts and dangerous situations. One of the most harrowing moments of his early life came when he was shot in the hand during a gunfight. The bullet barely missed critical areas of his body, but he was determined not to go to the hospital, fearing the police might get involved. Instead, he turned to a friend's mother, who stitched him up without any anesthesia, and he was back on the streets the same day. This event seemed to be a wake-up call for him, prompting him to think more carefully about his future and the path he was on. It was at this moment that Lil Loaded decided to take a step back and re-evaluate his life. Despite the chaos surrounding him, Lil Loaded found a sense of purpose in music. Music provided him with an outlet for his frustrations, emotions, and experiences. It was an escape from the harsh realities of street life, a way to express himself without resorting to violence. He adopted the name Lil Loaded after his friends in the neighborhood gave him the nickname. The term loaded was a reference to his habit of showing up to basketball practice high, and the name stuck as a reflection of his lifestyle at the time. In June 2019, Lil Loaded released his first song BOS, which marked his entrance into the music scene. Though the song didn't make a huge splash, garnering only a modest amount of attention, it was a start. His second track, however, would change everything. 6 Lock 6A6Y became his breakout hit. The track was raw, energetic, and real, drawing from his experiences growing up in the streets. Lil Loaded found an NLE Choppa-type beat on YouTube and recorded the song in just 2 takes. He shot the video in his neighborhood, showcasing his authenticity and connecting deeply with his audience. The success of 6 Lock 6A6Y was largely due to its viral nature. Tommy Craze, a Polish YouTuber known for reacting to rap videos, discovered the song shortly after it dropped. He was impressed by its rawness and featured it on his channel. This gave the track the exposure it needed to go viral, with millions of views flooding in within just a few days. The video's viral success was a game-changer for Lil Loaded, propelling him to new heights and leading to offers from major record labels. Within 24 hours, he was in talks with managers and labels, marking the beginning of his rapid rise to fame. Lil Loaded's success was fueled by his authentic sound, a blend of Southern and West Coast hip-hop that resonated with fans. His flow was sharp, his delivery was cold, and his lyrics struck a chord with those who could relate to his experiences. He wasn't just another rapper. He was a voice for people from his neighborhood and similar backgrounds. Following the success of 6 Lock 6A6Y, Lil Loaded quickly dropped more music, including tracks like Smoke Today and Gang Unit, which also gained traction and helped solidify his position in the rap game. In December 2019, he released his debut mixtape, 6 Lock 6A6Y, which showcased his ability to create music that was both catchy and real. He followed up the mixtape with a remix of 6 Lock 6A6Y featuring NLE Choppa, further cementing the song's success and garnering millions of views. His ability to collaborate with some of the biggest names in rap, such as King Von, Pooh Shiesty, and Hot Boy, helped him gain even more attention, and he quickly became one of the most talked-about artists in the game. In a matter of months, Lil Loaded had gone from being an unknown rapper to a rising star. His authenticity and rawness stood out in a crowded industry, and he seemed poised for superstardom. However, his journey to fame was not without its challenges. In October 2020, Lil Loaded's life took a tragic turn when he was involved in a fatal shooting. Khalil Walker, one of Lil Loaded's closest friends, was killed during a gathering at a house in Dallas. The circumstances surrounding Walker's death were controversial, with some reports stating that Lil Loaded had been filming a music video when the gun accidentally went off, fatally wounding his friend. Lil Loaded was arrested and charged with manslaughter after the incident, and the legal battle that followed seemed to weigh heavily on him. Though he maintained that the shooting was accidental, the pressure of the situation, coupled with his guilt over his friend's death, began to take a toll on him. While facing charges related to the shooting, Lil Loaded continued to release music, including his second mixtape, Cryptape, in December 2020. The mixtape featured the certified gold track 6 Lock 6A6Y, and the success of the song was bittersweet. While his career was rising, Lil Loaded was dealing with the weight of his past actions and the potential consequences of his legal troubles. In March 2021, a grand jury indicted Lil Loaded on charges of manslaughter, alleging that while the shooting was not intentional, he had recklessly caused the death of his friend. During this time, he was placed on house arrest, and his mental health seemed to deteriorate. The pressure of his legal battles, the guilt over his friend's death, and the weight of the music industry began to take a toll on him. May 31, 2021, Lil Loaded tragically took his own life. He was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound at a home in Dallas, Texas. His death sent shockwaves through the music industry, and fans were left heartbroken by the loss of such a talented young artist. In the days before his death, Lil Loaded posted a cryptic message on Instagram, expressing remorse for his perceived shortcomings and seeking forgiveness for his mistakes. He also reflected on his life and the people who had supported him, offering gratitude for those who had kept him grounded. Close friends of Lil Loaded later revealed that his death may have been influenced by personal struggles, including issues with his girlfriend, in addition to the pressures of his legal situation. However, it's clear that the combination of factors, his legal battles, his sense of responsibility for his friend's death, and the intense pressure of his life in the public eye, ultimately led to his tragic decision. Lil Loaded's story is a tragic reminder of the pressures that come with fame, especially for young artists who have yet to fully process the weight of their success and the challenges of navigating an often harsh and unforgiving industry. Despite the difficulties he faced, Lil Loaded's music remains a testament to his talent and his ability to capture the struggles of life in his lyrics. He was a voice for those who lived through the same hardships he did, and his raw, unfiltered music struck a chord with listeners. His death is a profound loss to the hip-hop community, and his story highlights the need for more support and understanding when it comes to mental health in the music industry. Lil Loaded had a bright future ahead of him, and his passing leaves a hole that will never be filled. While he may no longer be with us, his music continues to live on, and his legacy will always be remembered. Rest in peace, Lil Loaded. Your music and your story will never be forgotten.